in yet another terror admission by Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, he has come out and made an appeal to terrorists who are entering Kashmir on the Indian side. In fact, he's come out and put out a tweet that reads, and I quote, "I understand the anguish of the Kashmiris in AJK, seeing their fellow Kashmiris in IOJK under an inhumane curfew for over 2 months. But anyone crossing the LoC from AJK to provide humanitarian aid or support for Kashmiri struggle will play into the hands of the Indian narrative, a narrative that tries to divert from the indigenous Kashmiri struggle against brutal Indian occupation by trying to label it as quote-unquote Islamic terrorism being driven by Pakistan. It will give India an excuse to increase violent oppression of Kashmiris in IOJK and attack across LoC." This is the latest tweet that has been put out by Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, a clear terror admission, and he's appealing to terrorists entering Kashmir, and in fact he's gone on to defend them, justifying terrorists infiltrating from Pakistan onto the Indian side. This despite how Pakistan has been violating ceasefire along the LoC literally on an everyday basis. Here is Imran Khan, who has put out this tweet where he's once again not just justifying but rather giving a clean chit to terrorists who are coming from Pakistan onto the Indian side. And just to read out that tweet once again for our viewers, that has been put out by Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, that reads, and I quote, "I understand the anguish of the Kashmiris in AJK, seeing their fellow Kashmiris in IOJK under an inhumane curfew for over 2 months. But anyone crossing the LoC from AJK to provide humanitarian aid or support for Kashmiri struggle will play into the hands of the Indian narrative, a narrative that tries to divert from the indigenous Kashmiri struggle against brutal Indian occupation by trying to label it as Islamic terrorism being driven by Pakistan." Abhishek Kapoor, our executive editor, now with us on the phone line. Abhishek, well, there has been a mountain of evidence when it comes to Pakistan, not just spreading terrorism on the Indian side, but also infiltrating terrorists onto the Indian side. And here is Imran Khan justifying this infiltration.
Well, Suesha, Imran Khan would do what Rawalpindi asks him to do. And essentially what he's doing is pushing the agenda of generals to foment trouble in Kashmir. If he was honest, he would rather hold the mirror and look into what's happening within Pakistan, the manner in which the minorities are suffering, the manner in which they are having their own troubles with Afghanistan because of the harboring of terrorism. Who would not have seen the pictures of Pakistani foreign minister greeting a delegation of Taliban just a day back? So while they continue to foment terrorism, not just on the side of India, but also on the side of Afghanistan, and thus earning enmity from that side as well, Imran Khan essentially being a puppet of the generals that he is essentially with this tweet as well on Kashmir pushing their agenda. India has made it absolutely clear that if at all it's the Pak-occupied Kashmir that has to be discussed, and the manner in which the international community has really received India's position clearly shows that Imran Khan clearly stands isolated.
Absolutely, Abhishek. And on that note, thank you very much for joining us this morning.